Hey, good evening, everybody, and welcome back to the Brothers-in-law. If you're new to this channel, on this channel we discuss police-involved incidents that occur around the country, and we give our personal take on whether or not the actions of the officers or what a reasonable officer would do, as we like to say. We also take a look at the actions of the citizens to see if they have followed our acronym CALM, which we have come up with, which stands for comply, answer questions, listen, and move on, where the situation had turned out differently. Now, we know we got those keyboard warriors out there that just hate the police no matter what we say or what we do. They just can't stand the police. Well, we're not talking to you all. We're talking to people with common sense that want to learn something of what not to do during a traffic stop. And if you get yourself in some type of situation, this is how you should handle yourself. This is where the acronym CALM comes in. Again, it stands for comply, answer questions, listen, and move on. Not asking you to violate any of your rights, or whether it's basic pedigree that you just give to the police, and you go on about your way and you fight your case in court and not on the side of the road. All right. So, and that's what we do. So it's okay to disagree with us, but be professional and courteous in your comments, man. We're not cursing you out or doing any saying any derogatory things to you. Show us that little bit of respect. All right. And that's what we need in the world. In today's society is a little more respect for everybody and be able to speak your mind as you wish. But do so in a respectful way. My sidekick is Mr. Michael Bradley. Welcome, Mike.
What's going on? Good to be back. I'm Mike Bradley, one of the co-hosts of the show. 26-year law enforcement police officer in Northern California, retired, 6-year Army veteran. Good to be back. Got another show lined up. Somebody acting crazy again. Sometimes we try to find videos of the officers acting crazy, and we can, it's just that sometimes it's overwhelmingly so that you find another video that's a good discussion. That's all. Good to be back on here. What was your weekend like, Corey? Was it good?
Oh yeah. Father's Day was good, man, and again, happy Father's Day to all the fathers out there. It was blessed as usual. Good meal, good gifts. Good company. So that's good.
That's good.
Yes.
We got a good video lined up, female acting crazy over something.
Yes.
Clearly she had an attitude before they even contacted her. But you will see it in just a minute here.
Yeah, but like we always say, it's a good I don't know, it's a good discussion to have. To even maybe show your kids on how not to conduct yourself. All right, it's bad enough. We have bad apples out there, bad law enforcement out there that would do dumb stuff because some of them we must admit, get on that power trip and don't know how to handle such power of a position of authority. And they get out there and do something stupid. But that's the whole point behind the acting of calm. To help alleviate that. It's not guaranteed there ain't nothing gonna happen because I don't know that officer you're gonna get, right? We always talk about that, Mike, right?
Yeah.
But at least you had some type of foundations. Or okay, if I stay calm, if I just answer some of their questions, even if don't incriminate yourself, but just basic pedigree, and still have the right to remain silent. You're not violating any of your rights, and listen to what they have to tell you. If you're getting arrested, go to jail. If you're just getting tickets, get your tickets. But the end result is you get to drive away or you get to go away, whether it be in handcuffs, and fight your case in court, and you still live. That's the bottom line. Nobody should be getting hurt or killed in a traffic stop. And there's no such thing as a routine traffic stop. So in this video, this is what we hope you get out of it. These points. Join the conversation. Be involved in it. Let us know what you think. If you think it's bullcrap, the officers are acting foolish, then say what you feel. All right, and ask us your questions. I mean, that's why we're here to shed light on these type of situations. Before we jump into it, again, if this is your first time checking us out, please hit that like, share, and subscribe button. Also to help support our channel, drop over to the Brothers-in-law merch shop at Brothers-in-law. or hyphen and hyphen in-law, excuse me, period, at mysprayshop.com. Help us spread the message of staying calm by purchasing a nice little t-shirt that has Brothas-in-law podcast with the acronym Stay Calm on the back. So without further ado, Mike, go ahead and set it up, my brother.
All right. I see you, Tone. I see you. Jesus loves you. Yeah, Corey, happy anniversary to you, bro.
Oh, yeah, thanks, man. Yeah,
25 years.
Yeah,
that's a long
time.
Yeah.
25 years. 25 years.
Same to you, Stacey. Yeah. I see you on here, though. All right. This happened in Illinois last year. Let me set this up here. Illinois last year, and it started off as a simple illegal parker, basically, kind of thing. So let's start it from there.
An officer observed an unoccupied vehicle parked in a no parking zone in Champaign, Illinois. As the officer was writing the parking citation, he observed the suspected vehicle owner approaching the vehicle.
You did not put me over. No, hell no. My red lights are on. You are stopped. Put your car in park. I'm not stopped. I was in the store. So you wanted your car in park. I need your license, your insurance. Put your car in park, please, before you roll away. Put the car in park. Alright, I want to stop. Take a second. Put the car in park. Now. Ma'am. Put the car in park before you roll away. You're doing too much. Just get the license and I guess you are. Just shut up, talk to me. Do what you gotta do. Here's the problem. All right, I don't care what the problem is. Right now you're parking in the zone. I'm not parking. All right. It has a license on it. Was your car in park? Did you leave it? It has a license on it. Okay. Anyway, you're gonna see what's happening. Let me get my insurance, but you can leave me alone. I don't care what's going on. Just give me what you gotta do and leave me alone. Okay, I gotta go do. I don't care. I don't care.
Okay, Corey. Clearly, she having a bad day. You know what I'm saying? I don't know where this comes from, where people think that I'm not stopped unless I'm moving and in the car. Like I have to be on a traffic stop before I'm stopped. That is silly. Doesn't make any sense. You are stopped when that officer tells you, yeah, you're stopped. Okay. It ain't got nothing to do with nothing else. Okay. The officer is there. He would have been a parking citation, and it would have been handled as if no driver was there. But since she showed up to the car, now I'm talking to her. You know what I'm saying? About this violation. You know what I'm saying? But clearly, she going off the deep end, and we ain't even getting started yet. What you think?
No, we ain't even getting started yet, and that's the whole point. And in the opening statements, it's just, you have to understand, citizen, you pretty much set the tone of that stop. Like that officer is going to feed off of your energy, your negativity, or your positivity, right? And clearly, she set the stage of how this was going to go, right? Mike, this probably would have started off with just getting a ticket and rolling on, but because of her attitude, I call you want to get your 15 minutes of fame, because we're living in the age of technology. We got the cell phone cameras going and everything, and put this up and acting out of character, of acting like, I'm sure this is not how she probably acts every day. I'm trying to give her the benefit of the doubt, but we'll see on that. But you can't act like this. This
right.
This isn't good.
It doesn't work with you having an attitude of, I don't want to be bothered by you. You can't do this. You can't do that. I don't want to hear what you have to say. That is not setting a good tone for this stop. You know what I'm saying? And yes, it's a stop or detention, whatever you want to call it. Okay. She acting like she could drive away, even though she wasn't on a traffic stop. That ain't got nothing to do with it, folks. Okay, well, here we go.
Okay. I don't care. I don't care. I'm not doing it, so it don't matter.
Okay, let me pause it for a second, Corey.
Oh yeah.
So right at this point, it looks like she didn't have to sign the ticket. This was a parking citation. So they were trying to give her the parking citation. Unless they didn't show it where she signed for something. It looks like they were just trying to give her the parking citation. And the officer wanted her to roll the window down so he can explain that to her.
That's what it seemed like, but she wasn't having it. And folks, that again, she set the tone how this was gonna go. You know, you don't roll your window down within an inch and expect the officer to conduct business like that. That just shows right there you just had a nasty attitude. Because if it's got to get you to sign, you're gonna sign it. And at that point, that's just going to be a refusal, right, Mike?
Yeah. Now, I'm gonna play devil's advocate here a little bit.
I know.
Now, let's speculate here and say that she didn't have to sign the ticket. Since it was a parking ticket, they could have just given her the parking ticket, and that would have been it. And by them walking away here and saying you're free to go, it looks like they were done with her up to this point.
Right.
Is that would be fair to say, right?
Correct.
But when she decides to get out of the car and go back in, and you'll see in a moment, folks, I think she says, tow my car, tow my shit, or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Well, we would be done here if she would just drive off, right? Move the car from the illegal parking position, and we'd be done. It looks like they were done, but she decided to leave the car there, get out the car, walk away from the car. Now they feel that they have to tow the car. What do you say, Corey?
Yeah, now you are forcing their hand to have to do something now, because at this point you changed the ball game, right?
Yeah.
You started off with the nasty attitude, but now you really changed how things are going to go now by refusing to still, even at this point, to even move your car. Now, I'll wait to reserve what else I have to say. I don't want to jump ahead here, but
okay.
Well, we'll keep it moving.
All right, we'll keep it moving. Here we go.
What are you doing? Okay, one second. Can you see that tow, please? I'm towing your car. Yes, I can. Without the tow. 2 seconds, please. My truck's running.
So she walks away from the car, leaves the car right there.
Yes, it is. Don't touch me. I'm not going to touch me, but I'm also not going to have you touch. Don't touch me. I'm not touching you. Touch my car. You are not leaving right now. You understand me? Don't touch my car. Don't touch me. No, bye. Bye. Leave my car. Move. I am telling you. Okay, don't touch me. Bye. Leave my. Leaving. Leave my. Not right now. Do not go on that front seat. Don't touch me. Don't touch me. I'm going to call somebody. Yep. Don't touch me. Don't worry about it. You're touching me. You're harassing me. Hello. Let me call the people in the store to record y'all because y'all harassing me. You're turning off your recording. Do not go into that front seat. Don't touch me. No, don't touch me. Stop. Don't touch me. I'm not doing it.
Why do they not want her crawling in the front seat? Because she might drive away. It ain't
Right.
far-fetched. Look like she might speed off or something.
Yeah.
And boom, we got a bigger issue. The officer has decided to tow her car because she had a wild hair up her ass and decides to leave the car and walk away from the car, go in and finish her business. Okay. Well, if you ain't gonna correct the parking violation, okay, cars running and it's parked in illegal parking zone. Well, I'm gonna tow the car. Since you're gonna walk away from the car, I'm gonna tow the car. Now she's back and she's trying to say, no, you ain't gonna tow my car. Okay. Well, yeah, I've already made the decision to tow the car. Now we're gonna come back to this in a minute because I got some things to say, Corey. But let's keep it going.
I'm not doing nothing. Oh, I'm not. Stop touching me. You stop. Stop doing. Oh, you pull my hair out. Oh. Yep. You're the one resisting. Okay. Oh, stop. Let me go. Hey, can you see the camera? Oh, stop. Stop. You just pulled my hair out. Move. No, you didn't. Stop touching me. Y'all just piss me off now. Oh, but stop. I'm not doing nothing. Leave me alone. Hey, stop sitting in my car. Move. Oh, I am. Move. Stop touching me. Within several orders that you refuse. All right, I got a ticket. I've already got a parking ticket.
Hey, stop that mic real quick.
Stop touching me.
So say, yeah, apply the Corey rule. Ask them 3 times and then get out. So, you know, I understand why these officers took their time. They were like being a little hesitant there, trying to gain control of her. Every time she yelled, "Stop touching me," they kind of stopped back touching her. Like, and that's all due to the climate which society has created against law enforcement. This is where our keyboard warriors are probably going to hate us for saying that, you know, we created this type of environment. And I think it's a little bit of both. Yep, I said it's a little bit of both. To blame in this. The officers acting ignorant in some situations, as well as citizens like this young lady acting ignorant. And so now these officers are a little timid on getting her out of the vehicle. Yep, my same rule would apply. I'm gonna ask you 3 times nicely to get out the vehicle, and then I'm gonna snatch you up and you coming out that car. I'm not gonna sit here and play these little silly games with you, you know, all night. Don't touch me. They're trained on properly how to touch you and to get you out of that vehicle, and that's what they're going to do. But again, Mike, we don't want them to have complete control of the situation or this stop. The officer's in complete control. And when you do this, prolong and getting them in detention, into handcuffs, they're properly detained, then they're going to keep dragging us out because she knows she's wrong. She knows she's about to go to jail. Her car is going to be towed. So in her mind, what the heck does she got to lose, right? It's already going bad for her. But this is what you don't want this traffic stop to have to come to. From something to just start off with just a simple parking violation, Mark, now turns into, well, in some states, resisting arrest is still a felony. Other states have reduced it to a misdemeanor. Here in Virginia, it's still a felony, but majority of times it gets played down to a misdemeanor anyways, but still. But this is what you don't want, right? Why walk away, Mike? What was the purpose in walking away? I mean, and still leave it. Now, let me ask you this, Mike. We always say, we do things different, even though, we still same officers, still same training. We'll handle certain situations different. And my wife asked me this question when I was prepping this video yesterday, what I had done. I said, well, based on, looked like it was pretty late at night. There was no traffic. I probably would have gave her the option just to move the vehicle. I'm going to leave, make my rounds, come back. If I see your vehicle still here, I'm going to tow
it. You just opened a can of worms.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I think you're right, Corey. In today's climate, I would probably have started off doing just what you said. I would have seen the car there, and she came back to the car. She was getting into the car. She was probably going to drive off. And I would have told her, look, I'm just here for the illegal parker. If you move it, I'm good with that. I'm gonna make another round here. I'm not gonna mess with you. You can go ahead and leave, right? I would start it that way too. Well, clearly this officer had in his mind that he wanted to give her a parking ticket. Okay, that's fine. I'm not saying that's wrong. I'm not saying that's wrong. You know what I'm saying? So he wanted to give the parking ticket. Well, he does that, but she makes it very difficult for her to receive the parking ticket. She she puts up a fight. She is argumentative. She don't want to hear what he have to say. She don't want any explanation of that ticket. Now, this is the part, Corey. He goes and writes the ticket, and then he returns to her driver's side window to try to give her the ticket, right? She has her hand sticking out the window. At this point, I think I would have just given her the ticket with her hand sticking out the window. I wouldn't have pushed it to say, I need you to roll the window down because I need to explain something to you. Hey, if you don't want to hear my explanation, well, that's on you. You still getting this ticket. I would hand her the ticket, and that would probably have been it. Maybe. We don't know. But I would have tried that. Unless she would have had to sign the ticket. Well, that's different. Now you gotta roll the window down so you can sign the ticket. You know what I'm saying? Now, if she didn't have to sign it, just give her the ticket through the window and let her go on. But that didn't go that way. He wanted to press the issue. The officer did, right? And at some point, they gave her the ticket because they said, you're free to leave. Well, instead of her leaving, she gets out and walks back into the business to take care of some business, leaving the car parked there, still illegally parked. Okay, well, the officer decided to tow the car. Would you have towed the car at that point?
At that point, yeah.
At that point, I would look at that as you being disrespectful.
Right.
So,
right.
You know what I'm saying? If you're just going to leave it here in front of me, well, now I'm going to tow the car. You know what I'm saying?
Viewers, do you think that's as a sign of disrespect what she did? I mean, she just went back in, or Mike will just have to say, hey, listen, if you don't want your car, how about just moving it into another spot? Why couldn't you do that? Like, those would have been my two options. Hey, I'm gonna drive around, make my rounds. I come back, you get towed. Or you could go ahead and just move it across the street where you going, where there's might have been parking spaces over there. There were no cars over there, and it would seem to be late at night. So, why not have her move the car?
True. I mean, at this point, you gotta say, is it worth getting into a physical confrontation with this woman? Now, I'm not saying these officers are wrong. I'm just saying, could it have been a better choice to not get into a physical confrontation, but maybe she pushed it? You know what I'm saying? In other words, they were in a position where they were going to do what they were going to do, and she wouldn't get out of the car. She got back in the car. She got in the back seat when she came back, but we know she was going to climb over to the driver's seat and drive away, which is worse. You don't want to do that because now I've decided to tow the car, right? So if you drive away on me, okay, well, technically, you're not following a lawful order. Now, here's the question, Corey. Once you figured she probably would drive away, would you have still towed that car? You know what I'm saying? She already had the ticket, right? Now, would you have still towed that car, or would you have just let her drive away, and be the end of it?
I probably still would have towed the vehicle. I mean, she's put herself in this situation, But at the same time, I mean, I can say, okay, do I even want to be dealing with this any much longer?
Mm-hmm.
Right? Because now I'm gonna have to take you to lock them, have to do the report, I'm gonna have to see you in court. Do I really want to go through, all of that? Because truly, I'm gonna call it like it is. She got a stank attitude.
Yeah,
her attitude stinks. Maybe again, like my warnings or my time of working you was my two options in the very beginning. Hey, go ahead and find another open parking space that's legal and park there. Or hey, I'm gonna drive around, make my rounds. If I come back, you still park here, you getting a ticket and I'm towing your car. Now you've been told, you've been warned, right? I do what I gotta do, come back 45 minutes later or whatever, and you're still here. This is what's gonna happen. Now I'm gonna do what I say I'm gonna do. And so in that instance, then yeah, I mean, but if she's being combative, we're at this point now. I've had to base it off how I was feeling. Be honest with you, Mike. A part of me is saying, yeah, I would still tell others, just like I don't want to deal with the headache of dealing with her foolishness, and just give her the ticket and or a citation or whatever she's getting, and send her on her way.
Yeah, and I agree with that comment, Delando. If the driver didn't escape the situation, perhaps the officer might have presented an alternative. Yeah, I agree with that. And yeah, I see what you're saying, Corey. I mean, it just depends on, as an officer, what you're willing to put up with. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, she walked back away from the car and left the car there. Okay, but she came back. When she came back, she would have just left, right?
Right.
You had already given her the parking citation. The only reason why you wanted her to get out of the car, because you had made the decision to tow the car, right? You made that decision. So once you made that decision, which is fine, I ain't saying that's wrong. You know what I'm saying? But that's the decision he made. Okay.
Right, and now you got to roll with it.
Yeah. Now you got to roll with it. So if she don't get out of the car, failure to obey a lawful order, exit the car. You know what I'm saying? We don't want you to drive away, so we gonna put hands on you if you refuse and everything, right? If you don't want to get out of the car, you sitting in a driver's seat, you probably trying to drive away anyway. As it is, I believe she would have driven away if they didn't pull her out of the car, right? So let's keep the video rolling and see what happens here.
Touching me. These are the reasons. I am sitting here. Stop touching me. No, you're not allowed to be in your car because you can't drive away. You cannot drive away. Y'all help me. This car is harassing me. No, you're not. Yes, they are. Look at her. They've asked you to step out. They got hands on me. Help me. I've asked you to step out of the car. I'm not doing that. Multiple times. Damn. You were told not to get back into the car. That's why I want this out of my car. And why are you hitting me? But you left unattended after being written a ticket for parking. Stop touching me. I'm not doing. I can call whoever I want. It's my phone. Stop touching me. No, I'm not. Y'all hitting me. No one hit me. Let me go. Let me go. I can call whoever I want. Stop.
No, you cannot call whoever you want. You have to get out of that car. You have to be under the physical control of that officer.
You have caused these issues.
Stop touching me. Let me go. It's hot as hell.
Well, then you should have.
It's my car emotional. It's an on no. So let me go.
Don't work like that, lady. Get out of the car.
So you can. I'm not doing nothing. I've been sitting in my car. Y'all steady touching me. You were told not to get back in the vehicle. It's my car. I gotta put the food in the car. I'm not.
Folks, when the officer says you're under arrest, your response should not be, no, I'm not. That's the worst thing you can say. Your response would be, okay, here we go. Let's go. I'll see you in court. What do you need me to do? That's it. You know what I'm saying? When you say, no, I ain't, okay, you just even more so inviting, well, now I got to force you to do this, or I got to force you to do that. You making that officer have to make decisions that otherwise would be unnecessary.
But Mike, if they didn't do nothing, then they shouldn't have to get out the vehicle.
You have to obey the lawful orders of that officer. If you want to stop, remember.
No, I don't. I ain't got to obey that. Who say I got to obey that?
And that's how physical confrontations happen. Okay, because you resist. That's called resisting arrest.
Yeah.
Okay. The officer clearly told her that you're under arrest. What did she say? No, I'm not. Okay. She says, no, I'm not. Okay. You gotta get out of the car. Okay. If she would have never gotten in the car, she may not have even been handcuffed. She would have been standing there watching her car get towed. That's it.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But she turns it into something more. Here we go.
Did the car move? No. Did the car leave? No. You should have left in your car. What is you saying? Shut up. I'm talking about right now. Y'all is touching me for what? In your car. Let me go. Y'all help me. They arrested me for no reason. Because I got in the car. Yes, I didn't do that. I got back in my car. Now they mad. They handling me wrong. All because I got back in the car. All because I got back in the car.
Never mind, you ain't following instructions. Never mind, you ain't listening to any commands.
That's it. I get in my car where I got back in the car, but I didn't do nothing.
But Mike, she ain't do nothing.
No, I didn't do anything. No, they just said.
See? She said she ain't do nothing. What's the problem?
Step out of the car. Okay. You're gonna get tased. You're gonna get tased. For what? Because I'm standing in the car. Because you're in the arrest. Step out. I didn't even do anything. Step out of the car. You're gonna get tased. Turn out. On the ground. On the ground. Face down. Come on. On the ground. My foot is up. Y'all wait until I get my foot out the car. There you go. Let me get my shoes. Put your hands behind your back. Hands behind your back. Do it hands behind your stomach. I need my shoes. Stop. Leave my phone alone. I'm not gonna leave your phone. Put this phone behind your back. Don't touch my phone. Don't touch my phone. Why are you taking my phone? That's not even right. What is y'all doing?
Yes, we take all your stuff, lady. Okay. When it gets to this point, you pass the leave on the phone alone. You pass that.
Stand up. Stand up. Hey, y'all, give me a second down. Wait. No. Can I get my motherfucking leg? Hey, we're gonna. I don't need you. I can get up. I don't need you to help me. There you go. Bring her up.
See, here's my problem, Corey. Now she wants to wait. She wants y'all to be patient with her. She wants y'all to make sure she got her phone, all because she's done fighting now. You know what I'm saying? She's done resisting. So now she wants to be arrested on her terms.
Right.
That's the problem, folks. You don't get arrested on your terms. You only get arrested on your terms if your terms are reasonable. You know what I'm saying? And that's if I choose to go with what you want. And guess what? I don't have a problem doing that as long as you're cooperating, following all my instructions, following all my commands. That's it.
And we call that what? Stay what?
Stay calm. Stay calm.
I don't think she was being calm anywhere in this. And clearly by not staying calm, this is what happens. You know, and I mean, I don't want to get off into a tangent and reason behind why folks like this act like this, but you know, you can't let somebody else's situation become your reality. So if you know somebody who's had a bad experience, doesn't mean you're going to have a bad experience with law enforcement. This lady chose to have a bad experience with law enforcement, and this is her outcome. Now you know good and well, all our viewers that watch our shows don't act like this, and your situation is not going to end like this because you don't act like this. And so it boils down to a choice. She like my mom always used to say, you make your bed, you're gonna lay in it. Well, she did that, and now she's got to pay the piper.
And Tone says, why does she have to go to the ground instead of standing up to be cuffed? I would have taken her to the ground because it's more control of you on the ground. That's why, Tone. The way she was acting, she was already out of control. So standing up to be handcuffed is someone who is cooperative, someone who is following commands, who is following instructions, and they're not yelling and screaming and showing that they are out of control. So putting her on the ground to handcuff her is much more of a controlled thing, okay,
Right.
than standing up. You could have her stand up, but then you run the risk of her fighting even more. So take her off her legs, get her on the ground. Okay, you have more of an advantage of her being under control by you handcuffing. And don't get me wrong, Tone. Sometimes being on the ground is hard to get somebody under control. Okay,
Oh yeah.
it's better than standing up.
Yeah. Well, and plus you've already determined that she's probably gonna be a runner. So that's more than justifiable to put you down on the ground and like you said, might take your legs up from out of you. Delana says a compliant citizen during an arrest can reduce the chances of scrapes, cuts, and bruises, and a plethora of embarrassment. Yeah, if you're compliant, you can save yourself a whole bunch of hate and discontent and embarrassment, not only to yourself but to your family, right? Because thousands of people have seen this video already on social media, and it's like, hey man, ain't that such and such daughter? She on YouTube acting a fool, right? It's an embarrassing thing. Don't put yourself in this situation like this young lady did. Just stay calm, comply, answer the questions, listen, and move on. All right, have your day in court. If they wrongfully towed your vehicle, then you sue the heck out the city for doing that. Sue the car or the tow truck company. Well, sue whoever you want. But at least you're saving face. You're saving yourself from being embarrassed, and you fight your case in court and not on the side of the road, which she tried to do. And obviously, I fought the law, and the law won, huh?
I mean, look at it this way: police. The job of policing, you will definitely get some officers that come across authoritative. Okay, you have to be, because you have to tell somebody to do something, and you need them to do it, and you need them to know that you mean for them to do it. Okay, so you naturally should be somewhat authoritative. Okay, now, so if you say no, and I'm trying to get you to do something that I need you to do, well, when you say no, most of the time that requires me, well, now I'm gonna have to force you to do it. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to have to force you to do it. Okay. Right. So you got to understand it that way. When she was done fighting, she wanted them to treat her delicately. Okay. Well, the way she was acting that led up to that was not somebody who was wanting to be treated delicately. Okay. And you need to understand that. You know what I'm saying?
Nah, you gotta finish that up, man.
Let's go. It's almost done here. Let's finish it up.
Okay. Stand up. My shoe. Stand. She can go to mine. Stand up. Okay, down. I'm trying to help you out here. I gotta get my foot underneath me down. Okay. I don't need your help to get up. For real, for real. Down.
For real, for real.
Down. Anything, search. Over here. I'm gonna have to search real quick.
Do anything on your
No, come on.
hurt people, physically, and anyone?
So obviously you snatched my motherfucker weird out. Dumbass, huh? You take her real quick, don't like talk. Damn, doing some more. Okay, see, snatched my motherfucker weird out. Please, can you, officer, can you please just let me go, please? You're not gonna let go. I cannot kick you though. That's the thing. Can you please? I got a child to get back to. Now this is so child there. What?
Oh, really? Now she got a child to get back to. You should have thought of that a long time ago.
A long time ago.
Can you sit up, please? Mosby, can you sit up, please? You stop here. I'll check on you. UIPD female AWOL. Miss Mosby, can you sit up? Sit up.
Now she's just being even more defiant by not sitting up.
Okay, I just make sure you're okay. You weren't answering. So we not here. Nope, we're pulling you. I just put your feet in. Put your feet in. Stupid ass. Oh, you should have been pulled.
And unfortunately, this is the mentality of the younger generation. That they want to make a big deal out of nothing, turn something into nothing.
Nikita was charged with felony aggravated battery to an officer, misdemeanor, resisting, obstructing an officer, and a citation for improperly parking on the roadway.
Yeah, that's it.
And from a felony or from a parking citation to a felony.
Yeah. I mean, and some people, Corey, would say all this for a parking violation. Well, it started off as a parking violation, should have finished with just a parking violation, okay? But the driver, this lady, turned it into something way more. Now you acting so foolish that you blew this parking violation into something that didn't need to be. That's the problem.
Right, and folks would say that, and that's the crazy part, Mike. Like the cops were doing way too much. All they had to do was just give her a ticket and leave her alone. Or it's late at night. Oh, so what? She's illegally parked late at night. Well, if it's wrong, it's wrong, no matter what time of day and night it is. It's wrong, it's wrong. Right is right and wrong is wrong. It doesn't have a time slot on it where you can only be right or in the wrong between these hours. It's wrong. She was illegally parked. It constitutes in a citation. But she turned this anthill into a mountain, and it didn't have to need to be that way. But this is clearly what not to do. And doesn't mean because it happened to her. We know the average law-abiding citizen is not going to carry themselves like this. Just give me my ticket and roll on. Yeah, you can curse them out, say whatever you want, but just take the ticket and move on, and not put yourself in this situation. I think it was Jesus Love You said a few minutes ago in the chat. He couldn't be a cop today. And it's hard to say. As much as I loved it, I would be real reserved and going back, because not so much as dealing with the citizen, but you also have to deal on the police side. Whether or not, now a lot of times, is your department going to have your back if you go out here and try to enforce the law and doing your job, not being thrown on the bus by them, and then, being judged by the community before you even go to court, right? And having your reputation and everything, destroyed. I don't know, Mike.
I mean, and Tone has a comment. He says, do we have training on, I think, let me see this. Is patience taught in the academy? I mean, I don't think patience is something that could be taught, Tone. You can either handle the situation tactically or not. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, as far as something close to that being taught, it's not just in the academy. It's all throughout your career. You learn how to handle certain situations and how not to handle certain situations. You know what I'm saying? But for instance, if I tell you to get out of a car, well, how many times do I have to tell you to get out of the car. You know what I'm saying? If I need you to get out of the car, I might be patient with you enough to try to talk some sense into you. But if that ain't working, okay, then I'm gonna have to put my hands on you. You know what I'm saying? Because you're not getting what I'm putting down. So patience is something that is what's the word? Subjective. I think it's a matter of opinion. Some people might be more patient than others. Some officers might be more patient than others. Doesn't mean they're wrong. Just means that's how they handle their situations. You know what I'm saying? If I could tell you after doing a career, 26-year career, having patience is something that's necessary, but you have to learn when to have patience and when you need to handle business. You know what I'm saying? Yeah,
Gotcha.
patience don't work every time. It don't work a lot of times. And if somebody don't like you, and generally people don't like to be stopped by the police. They don't like to be contacted by police. They don't like the police telling them what to do. You know, sometimes when you're dealing with those people, patience is out the window. You need to put it down and put it down hard so they understand you mean business. Now, everybody is different. You know, it depends on what you come across and how you're perceiving the person that you're communicating with. You know what I'm saying? This goes to mental health, Corey. You know, can you tell somebody got mental health problems? Sometimes you can, sometimes you can't. But when it comes to safety, okay, well, you have to put safety as a priority over how you speak to someone or how you tactically handle someone. You know what I'm saying? What you say, Corey?
Yeah, I agree 100%. I think with patience, though, Tone, too, it comes with the experience in that position, because like Mike said, each situation is different, right? You're going to handle it different. Like I said earlier, the citizens set the tone for me, how things were going to go, and that would decide on how much patience I'm gonna have with that individual. Like you said, the Quarry rule. I'm going to just do it 3 times, because I'm not going to drag this out, especially where we may be for this particular stop. Because the longer we hang out here on the side of the interstate, the greater chances we have of getting hit. And I don't want to be out here no longer than I have to. So my patience level may not be as high as it would be if I was on, say, a side road somewhere, around the corner in the neighborhood, stopping you. Well, then I may exhibit a little bit more patience with you, give you more time. Because at that point, I have all day. I'm not, in any type of danger. You're not in danger. And I may drag it out as long as I can to get you to do what I need you to do. And that's when it switched to the verbal judo, right?
Yeah.
Talking them in a certain way to get them to do the things that you need them to do to de-escalate the situation more. So it just goes on experience. It just goes on a situation, Tone, of the amount of patience you're going to give that citizen. And at the end of the day, you have to still be in control of the situation. The moment you feel like you no longer have control of that situation, well, you better go hands on and get that situation in control before it really gets out of hand. Now, how they did it is right or wrong. No, again, they could have drug that out as long as they wanted to, because they were in no danger. She wasn't in any danger of getting hurt or whatever. It's late at night. There's no traffic on the road. You can let the situation pull out until you get enough people there to safely get her out the car and get her detained properly. Now, one stop like this might brought, half a dozen police officers to the scene. Is that necessary?
You know what? Today, you never know what somebody is going to accuse you of or say you did or didn't do, or somebody is going to critique how you handled it. Somebody who has no experience in law enforcement is going to tell you how you should have handled that. You know what I'm saying? So I ain't got no problem with the number of officers. Was it overkill? Maybe. You know what I'm saying? But hey, it don't hurt me none. You know what I'm saying? Because everybody can see what I'm doing, including my body cam. You know what I'm saying? You said verbal judo. For those who don't know, it's basically a way to talk to people to get them to do what you want them to do, basically. That is important. We talk about de-escalation. If you listen to the media, the media will have you thinking cops don't de-escalate anymore. In my 26 years, I've always de-escalated. Okay. De-escalating is simply talking to you. Okay. If I tell you, hey, you don't want to do that, you know what I'm saying? That's a form of de-escalation. You know what I'm saying? If I'm trying to talk you out of doing something, okay, that's a form of de-escalation. But sometimes, a lot of times, de-escalation ain't gonna work no matter what you say. Okay, if somebody got in their mind that they want to fight you or they want to argue with you, they ain't hearing nothing you gotta say. You know what I'm saying? So you are the officer. You got to take control of the situation. You were called there because whoever was there before you did not have control of the situation. So guess what? You one that got to take control of the situation and figure out what to do and how to do it really fast.
Yeah,
Okay?
good point. Good point. Badass said that situation may have went down because of the officers being white. In today's climate, a badass, I'd probably have to agree with you on that.
That ain't far-fetched.
It ain't far-fetched, right? And we don't know, right, what would happen if
speculation, but
right.
Still, Corey.
I think she just had a straight nasty attitude. I think it would have went down the same way because then she would have, oh, you gonna do this to a sister? What you would sell out, you this, you that. She probably would have went the same way and just start calling the black police officers on Catan and sellouts. Why you gonna do this to me? I'm out here by myself. You should be looking at, you know what I mean? And it's hard to say. Again, I'm speculating. But the way she's just displayed her attitude and her mannerisms, I would believe she would act the same way, Mike.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, with this situation, like I said before, Corey, if they would have given her a ticket when she had her hand out the window and left it at that, she might have driven away and that would have been the end of it. But that didn't happen that way. Okay. Mm-hmm. If we would start it like you said, Corey, I see you parked here. I'm gonna make a drive around the block. If you still here, I'm gonna have to deal with you. So I'm gonna give you a chance to move it. Maybe she would have moved it, and now it'd have been the end of that. You know what I'm saying? So there are certain things that could have happened that we are speculating as to what the outcome is, but that's the only thing I might have tried to do differently. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Didn't go that way though.
No, and then you got a kid in it. Can you let me go? I got a kid. Well, shouldn't you been thinking about that before this unfolded the way it did?
Right.
Think about
more. Yeah.
You were taking food to your child, maybe, but now you're not. Now, that money you were using for clothes or whatever you was going to use it for your baby. Now you got to buy some more hair for yourself because they done ripped your hair out your head. And that's a bill or two that's going to be gone because there's some pretty stiff charges you got. And now she's got to, worry about paying all these court fines and fees she's going to have or possibility of being put in jail. So it's not worth it.
And badass, see your comment about the white officers, real quick. That this is something that not just white officers, black officers too. When you are doing something like this, you see an illegal parker and somebody walks to the car and they happen to be black and they start going off at the mouth, just yelling at you. You can't do this. Don't do that to me. You always have a feeling of anxiety that comes over you because you know that, okay, I'm gonna have to deal with this type of activity. I'm gonna have to deal with this type of attitude with this person. So you have a level of anxiety just by contacting her. You know what I'm saying? It's like, I know I gotta tow this car, or I know I gotta give her a ticket. So I know I'm gonna have to deal with this attitude some way, which could turn into something else. You know that as an officer, you get a feel for that as an officer. Okay, so that's the thing about it. You have a lot of officers that they would prefer to do the lesser of the evils just to get you on your way, because they don't want to have to deal with you and your attitude and what might happen if they continue to push the issue. You know what I'm saying? So sometimes I would rather let you drive away, as long as I took care of what I can take care of. I would rather let you drive away than deal with you, because I don't want to be put in a situation where I have to end up doing something way more than what should be done or what could be done.
Yeah, and that's how a lot of officers are looking at it, Mike. I mean, you know, even I would do that even before it got to the level of where we are now with between the community and law enforcement. It'd be some situations just like, you know what, instead of towing your vehicle, they got to deal with the inventory of that vehicle and deal with you calling out, where's my vehicle, blah, blah, blah. I would go ahead and have you call somebody to come get the vehicle as long as they're licensed. And I verify that they're licensed when they get to me and send them on their way. You know, this situation here, like I said, late at night, do I really want to deal with this person? Do I really want to deal with the attitude? No, probably not. I'm probably going to, like I said, either have you move the vehicle or, hey, this is your warning. I'm going to drive around, make my rounds around the community. I come back, you still here, your car is being towed. I think that's a fair offer to make them.
Yeah,
right?
I think so.
Because now you know, hey, this is your warning. You were told, but you know what? Her attitude, Mike, she still would have probably given me attitude if I came back. She's still there, and I told, go ahead. Would you gonna tow my car? You really gonna do that? Blah blah blah. Well, yeah, I told you this is what was going to happen. What do you think? This is not how this works, right? I'm telling you, I'm gonna do it because if you don't address a problem like this, folks, and then people see it, and then you drive away, and oh well, that cop just let her go. Well, if he let her go, they're gonna let me go. And guess what? Now another car is gonna be illegally parked, right? And for whatever reason, they got the laws in that community set that, you know, that particular spot is an illegal parking spot. I don't know what type of parking spot it is. I didn't know you can't park there. All right.
And for those who say, oh, it's just an illegal parking spot, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, cops are supposed to enforce stuff like that too. Okay. We hope that
all
it's
local
illegal parking
all
spot.
local ordinances,
right,
state and federal laws, you gotta enforce. And so she played her cards wrong, she lost the game. And now they have to deal with the legality of it all. You know what I mean? And it's just sad. See, true. Okay. Yeah, leave us a comment down below. Let us know what you think of this video. Please, while everybody's on, please hit that like button over on YouTube, please. If you're on Facebook, hit those hearts for us. We greatly appreciate it. We're going to wrap this one up for tonight. Yes, Tone, give them an inch, they take a mile. And that's why we have laws. That's why we have to enforce laws. If we don't enforce law, you can't have a civil society. And that's the part where police are in need. We do need them. So thank you all for joining us tonight. If you want to watch this video in its entirety without us running our mouths, I already put the link down in the description below. Click on the link or copy and paste the link into the search engine. You can watch it without any interruption. All right, but on this show, we're going to break the video down and discuss it because this is our show. and we're gonna do it like that. So thank you everybody for joining us tonight. We appreciate the love. And Mike, final words.
You guys have a good weekend. Tone, Stacy, Jesus loves you. Badass, Delando, thanks for joining us. And you guys have a good weekend. Peace out.
Yeah, and please share it out. Peace, love, and happiness, and stay calm.
Yep.